Remember Andrew Gillum, the politician that was caught in a gay sex orgy with a male escort? Well, he's checking himself into a rehab for alcohol. Bruh, how they gonna help you overcome brandy and gin when you never liked a brandy or gin? You like Jack. You like Jack and Daniels.
Hello, everybody. This is Andrew Gillum. I know it's been a while since we've had an opportunity to connect, but as many of you know, I decided to take some time away to work on myself, deal with some issues that I was having. I went away to rehab to focus on my issues with alcoholism, having grown up in a household where my father battled addiction to alcohol and later died from complications from that deadly addiction. I know well the toll that alcohol can take on not only the individual, but also on the family. I know well the toll that it took on my father's dreams, on his hopes, on his ambitions. And I knew that if I didn't want to recycle many of those same issues for my children, that I had to do something about it, and I had to do it now.
He blamed it on the alcohol. How you gay but you lying with a straight face?
With a lot of encouragement from family and the people who love and care about me, I also got into therapy where I could start to talk through some of what was going on with me. I knew that if I had not dealt first with issues of addiction and the numbing that I chose with alcohol, there was no way I could start to pull back the layers and talk about what was truly happening underneath. Therapy created the outlet for me to be able to do that, to be able to talk to somebody.
Politicians, escort, yeah, they go hand in hand. But you was man and man.
I had totally underestimated the impact that losing the race for governor had on my life and on the way those impacts started to show up in every aspect of my life. I didn't want to talk emotionally or really deeply about what had happened in the race for governor because it was a constant reminder of failure and my own personal failures. It was a reminder that I had let so many people down. It was a chorus of this voice that I tried for so long to quiet, which said that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't good enough. All the things that I wanted to suppress and numb and forget about, that depression around what I was experiencing there became far too much for me to keep down.
How you was on crack while you was on that man's crack?
And that's the real crazy thing about depression is that a lot of times we think we're dealing with it. We're strong and we'll put on a brave face and it bubbles up on the inside. But eventually what is bubbling up on the inside is going to come out. And I certainly know what it felt like to see that come out. The feelings I was having as a result of what happened in November, the fact that the office that I thought I could do the most for other people and for the state that I love, I no longer had access to. But not only that, after having spent 16, 17 years as an elected official, the thing I knew how to do well, the thing that gave me an outlet to go and try to change the community in the way that I thought would make it better, all of that was all of a sudden gone. And it really did cause me to think about my own purpose and my own value and what I could contribute, if anything. And I didn't want to have to face all those things. And so I numbed. I tried to suppress. I tried to ignore. And as I said, those things come up and they have a way of showing out. So I did the one thing that I knew I could do. And that was I got busy. For those of you on the outside, you were looking at me and you saw me on television. You saw me giving speeches and traveling and, posting on Instagram and Facebook like I was living my best life. And in truth, I was perfecting what it meant to wear the mask, suffering in silence because I simply could not bring myself to deal square on for what was happening more deeply inside of me.
The gay sex orgy pictures showed that he had blood and feces on the bed. It looked like a Dallas chick's pap smear. Everybody thinks it was a setup, but Andrew Gillum found a gay escort on a male escort website. So the only thing that was set up was the payment arrangement. Talking about he was set up. He set up there and used PayPal.
If there was a lesson to learn, if there was something I would want you to take from me, it would be don't be like me. Don't suffer in silence. Get access to the help that you need. So many of us, think that we got to perpetrate this image of perfection. I know I did. This image of strength, this image of I've got it all together. But the truth is nobody has it all together. That's the big secret. All of us are struggling and trying and clawing at trying to be something else when we really ought to be trying to just be at home in ourselves. And that's really the journey that I'm on right now. This very deep down desire to want to be a whole and complete and indivisible person, not having to be one thing in one place and one thing in another and a different person, when I'm in this environment and in this setting. And I know that all of us struggle with different layers of that. While my stuff had to be, public and, cause, great embarrassment and lots of rumors, false, some true. The shame that I felt from all of that, from the harm that I had caused was tearing me up. I needed real help to try to unpack that. It's one thing to feel guilty for a harm you feel you may have caused someone. That's how you know you're human. That's how you know you're not a sociopath. But shame is something completely different. Shame is like kudzu. It takes over you from the inside out. It has no real meaning and redeemable purpose other than to keep you from being the person you need to be. Other than stopping you from being your truest self, other than keeping you from your own purpose and promise, it has no other purpose. It has no other meaning. It has no other desire. And so get rid of shame. Forget about shame.
Gillum still hasn't admitted he's bisexual. He's staying away from anything bi. He ain't waving bi. He ain't bilingual. He ain't letting bygones be bygones. That's the bylaws.